Hello guys, welcome to an episode of Heroes of Lag. Today we're going to talk about Nobody Wants to Die, a 3D novel kind of game. It's more like a point and click because I was playing it on PlayStation. It's not really that point and click, it's on PC also. So let's dive in. Today we're going to talk about first the story. So the story starts off with you being a detective that was somehow had his license revoked or whatever, his badge. And then they start getting him in a new case, which is a murder case from a high profile guy. And then you discover that it goes even deeper and deeper and deeper, like the usual noir type of series. It's very noir. If you know the noir type series, like, I don't know, those old detective movies where the guy with the hat and all that, old style where all they do is just drink alcohol and go and smoke everywhere. That's pretty much it. That's the story. It's actually pretty interesting. If you do like that noir feeling, that that detective side, that what's going on, who killed who, why did he kill him, where's the motive, why is the body killed like that, and the world is based on some kind of futuristic dystopian nightmare where people like get new bodies and don't die. Should have said that first, because the story is usually on the more of how do you say, like it's complicated to explain, because at some point you're like, okay, people are dead, people don't die, they get new bodies, but at the same time, like, there's something called Icarite that stays in your head where they use it to change bodies, but then there's weird transactions, like if the body is changed, you have types of bodies, A, B, and C. So yeah, it's just weird mixing that weird futuristic dystopian landscape with like noir type investigation. I just found it's actually pretty good. I found it pretty interesting story-wise. Like, you choose if you want your guy to be a complete like douche or a guy who is like on the straight and narrow. Now, in noir movies, usually the detective isn't really on the straight and narrow. He usually smokes a lot, drinks a lot. You can do both if you want, or you can just, do one save where he's a complete douche, do the other save where he's a semi-nice and honest guy. All right, let's talk about the gameplay. So here's the thing. It's hand-holdy. Not very, very hand-holdy. You can there is a button where it just tells you where to go. If you press square, it'll tell you where the clue is and all that. But there are some stuff on the side that you can do to increase the investigation level that usually changes later in the story, that helps you out for some investigations. And usually walk around with that. It's like something that turns the clock behind. So you have his hand, you just see stuff like if you're gonna change the, what's it called? The time, or the time of the murder, where it rewinds, you have to press R, then R2, then both buttons at the same time, it's just to keep you busy while you're doing the changes. And then you rebuild the crime scene. It's like literally you're rebuilding a crime scene from top to bottom. You go like, okay, he did this, but why did he do this? Okay, you use your UV light to follow the, to follow the blood. After you follow the blood, you get you rewind again, and then you rewind again, and you're like, okay, why did he walk here? Who pushed him? Who kicked him? Sometimes you see the person who killed him, sometimes you don't, which is part of the investigation stuff, where I don't know how it works. Like, you go back in time, and then you don't see the guy that killed him. But in other instances, you do see the fight from top to bottom, from the beginning to end. Like, it's usually in the first part, you don't see the guy killing him, but somehow the rewind thing just does everything except for that part. I'm kind of confused. And they do say, oh, wow, that guy covered his tracks. I'm like, how did he cover his tracks? What did he use? Like some kind of anti-rewind button? Never mind. So there's that, and at some point in the game, they change it a bit, where they're like, okay, you're gonna put some evidence. If you put this evidence here, okay, so why did he do this? Then you put the other evidence in one part, and that part will tell you, okay, so he did this and that for this reason. You're trying to find the motive in the first few parts. After that, it's usually just you running around in a small area, turning back the clock, seeing why the guy died, who is this guy who died, why did he shoot that guy from that side, where does the bullet trajectory go, so you can find the other part of the missing piece. So yeah, it's actually pretty interesting, but it's, people are saying it's hand-holdy. Yeah, it's not really that hand-holdy if you don't press the square button where it tells you what to do. This is what I did, just to keep the boredom out in some instances, because at some point you don't get bored, you just, okay, I want to finish this. This is getting redundant. And that's where the problem lies. It's fun, but it's a bit redundant on some aspects. It's not that great if you're just looking for gameplay. If you're looking for that action gameplay and all that, you're not going to find anything. It's usually just you clicking on something or pointing at something and then pushing a button and then it tells you what to do. So all in all, it's great for people like me who like visual novels. I really love visual novels and I can't wait for another game that's coming soon. We'll be talking about that. And it's a 3D visual novel. It's like those old games where you just point and click but in 3D and it's nice and fancy, and it's actually pretty short. The graphics are fine, the graphics are great, but it's pretty short. So yeah, gameplay wise I say it's good. It's not that amazing, but keeps you busy. Alright, so I talked about the graphics briefly and the gameplay. So graphics are amazing on the PS5. I didn't play it on the PC, but it's amazing on the PS5. I mean, when you rewind and you see what's going on, that's fantastic. You even go inside, like you see explosions and you're like going inside, like, whoa, what happened here? Who shot who? And you can like slow it down where the bullet just hit the Z. You can see Z going like, so it's fun. It's actually fun to watch. Graphically, it's amazing. For a game that's actually pretty cheap, I think it's $20, I think. So yeah, graphically, great job. The models are great, the characters are smooth, the animation is fine. I got one glitch, only one time at the first stage, at the tower, where for some reason I was looking at the picture and the game was transitioning to another segment of the scenario and they clashed and the game crashed. That's it. That's the only issue I ever had graphic-wise and on the PS5. It didn't turn off the game. It didn't really crash it. I just pressed start and quit and then restarted the stage again. So other than that, I say like props to the developers. They're really good at this graphics. They did the job. They did what they had to do and top notch. All right, now to the music. Music-wise, if you know your noir movies, typical noir movie music, with not drums, what's it called? Saxophone, lots of saxophone, and that old, like I don't know, it's like a wrinkly old leather music type sound. I don't know how to explain this. The leitmotif is almost the same for every noir movie I've ever seen. It's usually just calm and that. It's not really, what is it called? I don't remember that instrument, but anyways, it's used in every noir movie and it's actually great. It fits into the environment and everything else. So it's not varied. It's very basic, but does the job and keeps the emotions going. Overall, I'd say it's pretty good. So all in all, what do I think? So if you're like me and you like those old noir stories, visual novel style, it's actually pretty good. It doesn't delve deep into the actual world, like it doesn't answer those questions. You know, it's Icarite and you exchange bodies and so is it really you in the body? Is it really your life, your soul in the body? They don't really talk about that type of stuff. They talk about it briefly in some instances and all that. And it's fine. I mean, they didn't have to go into all this depth. Besides, it's really short. It's like 5 hours to 6 hours to finish it if you want. So for what it's worth, for that price, I'd say it's a winner. story-wise. It keeps you entertained. You can play it again just to see what happens if you change a few parts in the scenario, if you like get rid of something there, or steal this, or get rid of some evidence, or don't find that evidence, or whatever. You don't steal anything, and you don't pick up that piece of evidence, or you don't talk to this person the way you're supposed to, or you don't insult this guy. So yeah, it has some replayability, but I don't really recommend it for people who are just looking for some action-oriented stuff like Devil May Cry, or some, you know, like an old FPS when you're trying to shoot your way out. It's not that. It's just you choosing what you want to say with your character, choosing opening other areas of conversations that would lead to another conversation. So all in all, I'd say it's a great experience if you like good, you know, like investigation stories, like, I don't know, like what's a good game that's exactly like that, but not exactly. It was that Rockstar game that was also noir, where I forgot the name. It slips into my head. I think I'll just let the editor put it there on the side here. So other than that, it's great. If you want it, $20, it's not that much money. It's a great experience. I recommend it. I give it like a 7 out of 10 if I have to give it a score. So yeah, great game overall. And that's it for me. And like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to press the like button. Thanks.